Hello everyone and welcome to Phoenix Reborn. So I've been a bit busy as usual around my base, so why don't I show you what I've been up to. As you can see, I have been really busy. I've been developing this area a little bit better than it was before. We've made a start on a bit of landscaping around here, and I'm going to turn this into my own artificial hill. Still a few bits down here to sort out, and there's probably going to be rooms and stuff underneath all this, but like somehow we're going to build some big mound or just level it off a little bit. Not too sure I'm going to do there, just make it look a bit nice. And if we look over here, we dug this giant big hole, and there's a reason for that. As if you remember, I mentioned we're going to put a blood altar down there, and I made a start. So why don't we take a peek over the edge now. So I've set up the basic structure for the higher tier blood altar, so that's set up ready for level 6, but we can't make that yet as we've got to make all the runes and whatever, but it's all ready to go. And these corners here need beacons, and these corners here need crystals, and of course for beacons you need to kill withers, but we're nowhere near that, so we're going to have to work over that over the next couple of episodes. But as you can see, I've set up the basic structure ready to go. So all I got to do now is make up some runes and the blood altar in the middle, and got to fill it up with the LP of course as well, so still a bit of work to go there. So I'm going to probably take a look at making some of those runes today, because there's a few different types you want to make. So let me just sleep for the night here a second, and we'll just carry on. Just wait for that sec. Right, so let's have a look at the runes. So we got all different types of runes here. Now the basic runes of course we need are the blood runes to get it basic functioning, but we've got all these different ones as well. We got augmented capacity for more blood, some dislocation, some orbs, capacity, acceleration, and so on. And I think to start off we might need some sacrifice runes, and in this pack let's see how they're made. So we're going to need some reinforced slates, which is a tier 2 altar, and blank slates, which is made from stone, and that uses 1,000, so we still got to get some of that blood in there somehow. And what else we got here? We're going to make some orbs. So yeah, we've got a bit to do. So looks like blank slates is what we've got to start out with, and let's go to that one. And with the blank slates we can make some other things. Let's have a look what we can make actually. Reinforced slates, and that's used for, I don't know what they are. Let's have a look. So we've got Staff of Gaia, some plates, a rune altar for Botania, imbued states, and we've got all these air sigils and void sigils of course. And here are the runes. So we got the rune sacrifice, self-sacrifice, and a ritual stone. So that's where we're going to start off with. So sacrifice runes maybe. So there's a few things to work on. So I'm going to get prepared now, and we'll start building this out as we go. So I'll be back in a few moments once I prepared a few items. Before we can start on the main altar over in that area I dug out earlier, I need to upgrade this a little bit with some self-sacrifice, as I think that'll be the most sufficient way to do it. Now we all know that there's two ways of getting LP into this, and that's using the sacrificial knife and the Dagger of Sacrifice. And if I drain some blood now, let me check how much is in there anyway. And that should upgrade it, yep, by 200. And if I put some self-sacrifices under there, it should increase it by 10% each time, I think. Or does it increase? I don't know, we'd have to wait and see what happens. And of course we've got the other dagger called the Dagger of Sacrifice, and it works within a 5-block radius. So let me just pop this guy down by here now. One sec, that's on 7450. So I pop him down here and attack him. You notice there's a one-hit kill, and if we go over to here, that's increased up to 7700. So we could work on an animal way of doing it, but I think we'll do the self-sacrifice for now. So I think I've got enough in there to start off. Yes, 7700. So before we can make the self-sacrifice runes, we need a different orb. Now I've got a weak blood orb, but that's not good enough for what we want to do. So we want to make one of these, or we could make one of them. So that's a tier 2 and that's a tier 3. Now we gradually make our way up this path. So we'll start off with the tier 2 apprentice blood orb. So let me grab my emeralds. I did have it on me. Let's grab that. And let's pop that in there and get our first orb. And that should start working straight away, as you can see. So let's just wait for that a minute. Now that should be draining down nicely. That takes about 5,000, I believe. And let's get the other ones ready. Now the recipe for the self-sacrifice is that, so I'm going to need some glowstone as well. Just double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually we're going to need a lot more LP, so let me grab the glowstone anyway. So I need 2 bits of glowstone, and that should complete by the time I get back over here. Yeah, there it is. Right, so let's grab that back. Right, so we've got this now. We need to make the other 2 pieces. So we need to throw in, let's see how much we got in there, 2700. And to make the runes, we need another 4,000 for that. So that's going to be another 6,000 we're going to need. So we got enough to make the blank slates. So let's throw them in there now. There's 1. Let's see if that's working. We'll just wait for that. That should take about 1,000. There we go. Let's grab that. And let's do another one. And there we have it. We've got the 2 runes that we needed. So we've got 2 reinforced slates now, and all we need to do now is make the recipe. So let's just do that now. So we need to make the self-sacrifice rune. So let's pop over to the crafting area. It's getting a bit laggy outside. Let me just sleep a second to clear that up a little bit. I think the lag is down to Botania, so I'll have to work out a method of fixing that up sometime in the future. It's a little bit better, but anyway. So let's make up the self-sacrifice rune. I got everything I need now, I think. Reinforced slates, yeah. So we should be able to make it. We're missing something, I don't know. Let's put the recipe in. Maybe it's a bit funny about doing it. So we'll do that. I'm in the corners. There we go, 1 rune of self-sacrifice. Now let's test this out to see exactly how much it drains. So currently we've got 745, and if I drain one of them is 200, so it's 200 every time. Now if we remove one of these runes here, let's put the self-sacrifice one in. Now that should be more than 200, so let's see what it does. Right. So that's gone up to 1145 and it was on 945. Let's just double check that again. Oops. Okay, right. So that's 13452. That hasn't really done anything, to be honest. I guess we'll have to check on that. Let me just remove that a second. Maybe I gotta put them in the middle or something. Okay, let's try that. So currently we're on 1345. There we go, that's worked. Okay, now that we've made a start, let's finish this off. So we've got to carry on doing this, and I want to see what we've got to place in the corners to make this even more efficient. And from this we should be able to increase our productivity in creating all these runes. And I'm not exactly sure what runes I'm going to put in the other area, but we'll have to think about that. So I'm going to finish off, create some more runes around here, and we'll see what happens, and I'll be back in a little while. Okay, so we've got those self-sacrifice runes set up, and I wasn't quite happy with it, so I adjusted this room slightly, and I'm going to upgrade this to a tier 3, as apparently on a tier 2 you can't add self-sacrifice runes or any other runes on the corners, but with a tier 3 you can. So I think we're going to turn this into a purely self-sacrifice blood altar, and the main one over in the other room will probably turn into a sacrifice altar and set up some kind of kill system for mobs. But yeah, that's what I'm planning to do so at the moment. So let's check now how much LP I get from one kill at the moment. Well, one self-sacrifice. So let's see how much we got in here at the moment. So we got 0 there at the moment. Now if I sacrifice some blood to the altar, let's see how much we get. Okay, that was a bit strange. Something didn't quite go right there. Let's just double check. It probably wasn't close enough, so let's try that again. That's better. So 260 at the moment. So that's an extra 60 by adding 4 runes. So I'm guessing when we get all the other ones upgraded, it will be a lot quicker getting these runes set up. So I think what I'll do next is I'll go away for a while and do a bit of grinding on the self-sacrifices and get the tier 3 set up. Well, after ages of grinding away making the self-sacrifice, I've only got 2 more left to go, so let's add in these last 2 here now. And let's see how much LP I get from this. There we are, all complete. So all the sides are done here. So we should get quite a good amount of LP from this now. So let me just check and see how much is in there first of all. So we've got nothing in there. Now if you remember, a basic blood altar gives you 200. And this one has got 10, 20, 3, 24, 25, 26, 27, about 28 runes of self-sacrifice. So let's see how much that gives us now. And 760. Excellent. So that's a big improvement. And if we use up all our health, well, almost all of it, that should give us 7600. So that nearly fills up the capacity on there. So that's really good actually. And that's going to speed up everything with making some runes. So it won't make the higher runes until we get the higher level tiers. But let's take a look at what we can make with that. So if we go to Blood Magic here now. Now we've got loads of different stuff. I'm not sure what's what. That's a tier 4. So what's the tier 3? That's the one. So to make that, we need that now. Let's see what we can use that for. So shaped orb crafted. So lava crystals, water sigils. Let's see, no, that's just normal blood runes. Don't really know as rune of the orb. So yeah, we've got all these goodies here to make. So excuse me. So what do we gonna do next? Well, we need to start work now on making some runes for the other blood altar. So let's go and have a look how many we're actually gonna need. And I believe it's gonna be quite a lot. So we pop down here now. Right, so if we pop over there, now I made myself a little stairwell up to the altar itself. And what we need to do is upgrade all these poison chiseled blocks over to those rune blocks. And we're going to need quite a lot. So let me work out how many we got to get a second. So I do believe it's, let's see, there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Say about 19, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 40, say 43 per side. So that's, yeah, that's quite a lot actually. And that's going to take a long time to do. So let's have a look at runes we might actually make out of this. So I'm probably going to do a mixture of different runes, but mainly we want some runes of sacrifice. And they're made with gold, some more of these reinforced slates. And probably need some speed ups or something. Some speed runes. And they're made with sugar. And I don't know what else we're going to use. And another thing we probably have to do is set up a ritual. So we want to do some rituals, and rituals can be above or below the altar. So we're probably going to have to dig under there and set something up down there. I'm thinking some kind of mob trap, maybe. We'll have to think about that. But everything's coming along nicely anyway, so I've still got lots of work to do. So I'm going to go away again and make us some more runes, and maybe then we can start sacrificing some of these animals that I've got and collected when I went exploring, because I went exploring on the map looking for some animals, and if you look on the map now, I've explored quite a large area, to be honest. And I went all the way over here by boat just to have a little explore, and I did find that village I was looking for a couple of episodes ago as well. So probably gonna go over there and grab some villagers and build my own village. So we could use those villagers for the no, not for the self-sacrifice, for the sacrificing ritual. And if we can find some witches, even better. So we'll have to think about what we're going to use. But there's everything so far, and it's looking good. So I'm going to go away now and carry on making runes, and I'll probably just finish off the top tiers of that blood altar. Well, I finally made all those runes, and I've upgraded the blood altar to level 3 blood altar using sacrifice runes. Now the next stage is going to be a little bit more difficult, as for now I put the redstone blocks on top of them, and we need to get something called the, let's see, what was it called now? I think it was called a large bloodstone brick. Let's check on that. Yeah, so we've got to get hold of these guys, weak blood shards. Now in order to make them, it's going to be a bit of a problem because they only drop when you use a bound blade on mobs. So yeah, that's going to be the difficult part. Now to get a bound blade you need to use a ritual, but to get the ritual you've got to build a multi-block structure again. However, I need to make one of these first, as this builds it for you once you've got all the resources, because to build them you're going to need different runes. Now if we look here, we've got these inscription tools. Now these inscription tools will turn your rune block into, let's see, where are they now? So ritual stones we need a master ritual stone, which is your main block, and then you need a stack of these guys. So let's have a look how they're made. That's obsidian, a ritual stone, and a orb. Well, it looks like we're going to need the better type of orb, and the ritual stones are made with reinforced slate obsidian. Well, I've got some them, so I can actually make them, but I think we need to make this first. Now to make this we're going to need some of these guys. Now let's have a look how they're made. So you've got gas tiers, we need a lapis block, some magma cream, and an obsidian block, and these are all in a tier 3 which I can use on my self-sacrifice altar. So let's go and have a look at that now. So obsidian, so we're going to need one of them, and I can't remember what the other one was now. Let's have a look. So we needed a, bear with me when I find it, lapis block, that's it, magma cream and obsidian. Let's see if I've got any magma cream. I can make it actually, so let me grab some blaze powder. Oops. And some slime. Okay, we'll grab some of that. 2 of them. I can't remember the recipe for this. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head here, so I might get it wrong. Oh, there it is, right. So we've got some magma cream. So we can learn that in there, which I seems to have already learned it, so we got one of them. Let's put that back. Okay, so lapis block, which I probably already learned. No, I haven't learned that yet. So we'll learn that as well while we're at it. Okay, let's throw that in there. Let's grab lapis block, put them over there, put them back, and obsidian. All we're missing now is the gas tier, so we might as well make these up anyway, and it'd be a good opportunity to show you what adjustments are made over here. So I've semi-automated a little bit, and I've added a chest in and done a few bits underneath using some item conduits. Now these item conduits I've set up to go one underneath and one on the side, and they are doing different things. Now if we get on the connector plate here, so this is extracting reinforced slates, and the one underneath is inserting stone. So all I gotta do is just throw in a piece of stone in here after I made sure that, yeah, let's get some more blood in there a second just to show you that. We need yep, we got enough in there now. So if we throw in a bit of stone, it should suck that out. Although you can put multiple pieces in this. So we'll do one for now. But the good thing about doing it this method is you can chuck about a stack in at a time if you've got enough LP, that is, but we haven't right now, so I'll just wait for that. Now what should happen is it should automatically suck that out. So let's wait for that second. There we go, and that gets sucked out and thrown in there. So we've got two of them now. Now to make these guys, all we got to do is get 1,000. So let me make up the 3 ingredients that I've got, and we're gonna have to go look for ghast here sometime. So let's grab one of them. So how much is in here right now? So we're gonna need a little bit more. Okay, that should be enough. Let's throw in the obsidian first. And let's get the space required. Let's get those two ready. Put that by there. There we go. It's one of them. Throw in that. And it doesn't take too long. It's only like 1,000 LP per item. And it gives us the new diviner item eventually. Just that. Right, so let's have a look at ritual stones in a second. Just wait for this one. Thank you. Right, so ritual stones. So we're going to need 4 pieces of that. No problem, easy enough. So if we check how much is in here a second. So we're going to need about 6 in there. Right, that should be enough, I think. Yeah, 8, well, we got 8 in there actually. So let's throw in 2 pieces of stone. There you go, that's on top of that. And all we got to do is wait for that, because we've already got 2 reinforced slates. Okay, so let's have a look at the ritual stones now. We need some obsidian, so let's go and grab that while we're waiting. Right, there you go, that's done. Let's grab them guys out. So we've got 4 of them now. We should be able to make this ritual stone. Let's run over here. Have these got EMC values? No, they haven't. Right, okay. Let's make the recipe. Now we need ritual stones, so let's make up these guys. So that goes there. The obsidian goes in the corners. And of course the reinforced go around like that. That gives us 4 ritual stones. Now these ritual stones are used for rituals, and I'll probably show you a bit more in the future once we got the ghast here to do this, but we'll quickly go over it. So there's different types of rituals which require these guys, and you can either do it manually or use the diviner, which makes things a lot easier. So let me show you now. So you place one of these down, and to do it manually you just right click that. And the good thing about these guys is they have got durability, so you can use it so many times. Now if I right click that now, it gives you back your ritual stone, but the elemental tool uses a little bit of durability, so that's how it works. Now we're going to have to go hunting for that ghast here, and I don't think there's any recipes as such for it. So let me have a look if there is actually a recipe. I think it was that one. No, there is no recipes for that. So I'm going to quickly go and hunt for ghast, and let's see what happens. Well, after a bit of hunting around in the nether, I did manage to find some ghast tears. So let's go and make the item that we need now. So let me get my dagger. Let's pop over here. Right, let's check how much have we got in here. So I probably need, oh, actually we've got enough I think, so let's throw that in there. And I'm going to throw these other guys in the transmutation tablet. It's getting a bit laggy right here a second, so let me throw them in there. That's them learned. Okay, so that should be complete now. Let's grab that. Right, so what's the recipe? Let's call up Blood Magic. So we're after the Ritual Diviner, so let's make that now. So diamonds and emerald. So we need 4 diamonds, 4, that's 5, and 1 emerald. Let's make up the recipe now, so there it is. Let's grab that. Okay, NEI is a bit funny today for some reason. Anyway, so I'll throw them in like that. Emerald in the middle. And these guys around the edges. And 1 more. Okay, let's have a look what order they're supposed to be in. Blue, red, green. Blue, red, green. Okay, maybe when you use up the durability on one of them it doesn't quite work, so you're going to need another magma cream looks like. Okay, well, let's get another one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Green, blue. There you go, 1 divine, a ritual diviner. Excellent. Okay, I worked out how this thing works. You shift and right click and it brings up all the different rituals. Now we are after a bound blade, so we can upgrade the blood altar downstairs. So let's have a look for ritual of binding. And if we look at the thing, it should tell me, yeah, it tells you what stones we require. So let's find the right one. And there are quite a lot of rituals, in fact. So there are ritual of binding. So if we hover over that now, it should say, so we're going to need 8 plank stones, 4 air, 4 water, 4 fire, and 4 earth. Okay, I think I'm ready now. I've got myself 24 ritual stones, a master ritual stone, and my ritual binding set for binding ritual. And I think I got all the other ingredients, the elemental tools. So I think we're ready to go. So let's see if this actually does work now. So I've dug myself a little room here. So let's find the middle bit of this. So let's see now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I think that's the middle. Let's just dig that out. Let me just double check that a second. I probably need to come over 1, I think. Just prepare this a second. So that's 5 there, 5 there. And we need to come in 1 more. Right, I think we're ready now. So that's going to be the spot where we put the ritual stone. So I'm going to put a bit of obsidian underneath as a guide. Let's put the ritual stone there now. Right, now according to what I've been told, if we right click this on the ritual binding, it should set everything up for us. So let's give it a go, shall we? There we go. Perfect. Everything's been made for us. Oop. I did put that in the right spot, and I see if it looks right in that position. So we got one gap on the edge. Perfect. So all we're going to do now is bind some items. However, there's a slight problem. I was looking up how to do this, and it required a... where is it? We need a crystal of... I'll tell you something, when you're trying to find... ah, there it is, right. So we need a weak activation crystal, and the recipe requires a lava crystal. Now, for some reason, I can't craft this upstairs, so I've got to work out why that doesn't work. Well, I found out why that wasn't working. I was using thickened glass instead of normal glass. So let's make it this time. So obsidian, where's it gone? Oh, your lava rockets, and of course we put the orb in the middle. Please work. Yep, that worked. So there we go, we got one lava crystal. I think we've got to bound this to ourselves. Yeah, that's bound to us now. Now what we're going to do with this is put this in the blood altar, and it's going to take 10,000 to turn that into that. And there we go, it's complete. So let's grab that back now. Now we're going to need some more blood essence in the thing here. So let's see how much I've got in there a second. None. So if I pop this in here a second, let's charge it up just a little bit. So that should be sucking all that LP into there now. I think that'll be enough. Okay, now let's see how much we got in our storage. There we go, 7215, that should be enough. So what we're going to do now is grab ourselves a diamond pickaxe, sorry, a diamond sword. I did have one ready, but obviously I haven't. So let's grab ourselves a diamond sword, two of them. One of them. We should be ready to go. Now I'll probably put this in the transmutation tablets to learn it. There we go. Let's grab that sword back. There we go. One diamond sword. We're almost ready. So let's run downstairs and just hope that this actually does work. So if I right click on there, put that on there. Let's grab that back. And there we go. It should be complete. Ooh, let's get out of the way a second. Oh, and did it pop off? Yep, there we go. We've got ourselves a bound blade. Excellent. Okay, now we've got our bound blade, we can look at the next stage of upgrading this. But before we do that, we've got to use the bound blade to kill some mobs. And we are after some items called the weak blood shard. Now the weak blood shard is required to make like several items here. So we got a couple of things, but the one we want is the large bloodstone bricks, and with them we should be able to do a few things. Let's have a look there. We've got bloodstone bricks. What we want to do is put them on top where the redstone is on the next tier, and that should open up the next one. And of course we're going to add some more runes in there as well. So I'll probably make those runes up for next episode and go do some hunting now in between episodes, as it's coming up to the end of the episode, unfortunately. So I'm going to leave it there, guys, and when we come back we'll see how far we got. And I hope you enjoyed watching today, so I'll see you all next episode.